What's up, guys? Welcome to Box Football. And I've seen moments in football where Brazil gets smashed. I've seen Arsenal get smashed, but to see Barcelona getting dismantled the way they did was something I don't think I may ever see. But as you as you guys may know by the intro, and as you guys may know about the whole of football, Barcelona just played Bayern Munich, and the game finished. Take a deep breath before I say this. 8-2 to Bayern Munich, and whew, Jack, just that. I'm still trying to take everything in right now.
No, I will. I know. I'm sure Timmy's got plenty to say, but I just think that I look back at my own prediction, and I remember saying like three things. They're playing in Portugal. It's a more familiar place to play. They're going to be pissed off because of the La Liga thing. They got Messi. He's worth sometimes a handicap because he can just pull something out of his arse. I was wrong on all accounts. Now, I still picked Bayern to win because they're the better team. But did I think they'd win by 6 goals? 6 goals? Absolutely not. It's one of the most shocking performances I've ever seen. One thing I will say is I think people will always point to the 8, but as I'm sure you boys know, you've played enough football to realise this. If you've ever been on the end of a team where you're losing 5, it may as well be 20. It may as well be 30. Your heads go. You don't think you're going to get the game back. So really anything above 5-0 is always going to be the result. Tactically, bizarre game. And, I tweeted about this during the game. I'm scared for Barcelona. I'm scared for the future. I've very quickly, I'll just read off some players and their ages here. Luis Suarez, 33. Gerard Piqué, 33. Arturo Vidal, 33. Lionel Messi, 33. Ivan Rakitic, 32. Busquets, 32. Jordi Alba, 31. Griezmann, 29. Even Ter Stegen, I know he's a goalkeeper, but 28. I don't know where the future of this team's going. Messi's going to retire soon. The team have no money. It's really shocking, and I think just due to the mismanagement of the team, and also the fact that, and maybe Timi can speak on this, Barcelona really haven't had a manager in a while that is capable of bringing his players up. It's player power gone crazy in Barcelona.
Timmy, would you like to add to that?
Yeah. Before BT took coverage of the game tonight, they had a report from Guillaume Balaguer who was saying how Setien arrived in Barcelona and he had a certain expectation, the quality of the club, like in terms of how things are done and how the players train, and he was astonished at what he found. And then he found out why his predecessor played the way they played. And he realized it, and he said, okay, either the players wouldn't change or they couldn't change. And that was what Guillaume Balaguer was pouring back to the BT studio for about an hour or so before the game kicked off. And I was looking for the game, I was thinking, I saw the lineup, and like, same 4-4-2 kind of thing before the Roma defeat.
The type of diamond shape.
Yeah, and then the game started, and then Bayern looked so comfortable, and I'm thinking, you know what, this is... I think after around when Paris got that second goal, I thought this is going to be like 7-6-7. It's going to go in those games.
Timmy, quickly, mate. Frankie de Jong and Sergio Roberto supposed to stop or try and nullify Davies and Kimmich. Is that the plan? Is that what they're trying to do?
Well, what I saw on the pitch anyway was that on the left-hand side, de Jong's side, it was de Jong because Kimmich plays a lot, at times a bit more narrow than Davies does. So de Jong and Kimmich was a bit of a matchup on that side. On the other side, Roberto would tend to, because Gnabry would cut inside or Perez would cut inside, Roberto would drop inside and Semedo would engage with Davies a lot often than Roberto did because they'd match up for likeness, physicality and stuff like that. But there were points where Semedo would be dragged in to pick up the winger because he's a fullback. And then Roberto would push into right back, and Davies would bomb forward a few times, get ahead. When that happened, Bayern progressed up the field a lot quicker. And that's what I was thinking. I said to my brother as well, I said, watching this game, any moment now, Davies is going to rip that left-hand side. Like I was waiting from the tie actually. When the tie was announced, I thought Dave's gonna rip that left hand side. It's gonna come. But I was saying earlier, like as a player, when you play and you've conceded 5-6 goals, you're thinking this is gonna be long. And I think the defeat in itself should be a wake up call, not to the board, but to the players that look like your time here is finished, because you can't be riding off your previous successes in your career. Like you can't.
When we spoke about the preview of this game, I mentioned how if Barcelona decide to go toe to toe with this Bayern Munich team, they will get played off the park, and that's basically what happened in the game. I looked at the Bayern Munich team, and to me, for their whole performance, I don't think Bayern played that well. I know they scored 8 goals, but they didn't do that much. You looked at the way the game started. They started with their back four very, very high and very narrow. I counted about 3 to 4 times when Barcelona with a ball over the top hit the fullbacks and they were in on goal. That's how the goal came, and that's how few of Barcelona's chances came. Yes, that was great from Barcelona's side. But then they decided, okay, we're still going to stick to our Barcelona philosophy and play out from the back. They did that a few times. And I counted from Ter Stegen, instead of him playing short, he tried to play a 40-yard ball into the midfield. On 4 occasions, the ball went straight, when no one surrounded him, into Thiago, who I think the goals actually came from that. So I'm trying to think right now, is the tactic coming from the players or the manager? Because you can clearly see that they weren't good enough to play against Bayern Munich. I could count, as good as De Jong is, he was getting caught on the ball. Sergio Busquets, he's been a great server for Barcelona, but his legs are completely gone. He was getting caught on a number of occasions.
They're not as physically capable as the Bayern Munich midfield, and I think this is something I talk about often. The reason why it works for Barcelona, and Timi I'm sure would agree with this or be able to comment on this, the reason why it works for Barcelona is because a lot of the time when they're playing, they have the ball all the time. There isn't this real desire for this kind of physical stamina, acceleration, speed, reaction time, all this stuff. You're playing against Leon Goretzka, and you're playing against these Bayern players, Thomas Müller, who's one of the best defensive-minded forwards going, who are just going to get on you the whole game. And you just get, if you don't have the ball, you just get run over. You just get absolutely steamrolled.
Yeah, we've seen that in the past seasons. When Barcelona are playing La Liga and they face up against these teams, particularly like Sociedad at times, even Real Madrid earlier this year, Atleti at times, Sevilla or Valencia, and teams like Getafe are coming up as well, play or Levante. Teams in La Liga, it's like the league is shifting to a lot more physically demanding league where the tempo is quicker, and that's where we've seen Barcelona's decline decrease even quicker than you could even expect, because they're a team that haven't utilized the sports science of modern football to recruit right players, to actually identify the physicality in the modern game of football. I'm talking like 2016 onwards. They haven't adapted well to previous times. When you sign a player for Vidal when he's about 31 years old, where are you coming from in terms of your approach or the style of what you're trying to play at the club? Because he's a robust player, but you understand that at that age, he's not going to last a while. Again, the Pjanic deal too as well. What Barcelona need is not what they're signing.
No.
So that's what you've got to think, like, what exactly are you doing at the club?
One thing, James, sorry to kind of cut you off there. One thing I think that really sticks out to me, and this is a reason why, I like players who give a shit. You don't even have to be that good. I want to see you fight. I want to see you pissed off when you're losing. I want to see all that stuff. The only guy I saw, 2 guys maybe, come the end of the game, pissed off, mad, emotional, was Jordi Alba. And obviously the way Jordi Alba is as a person, that manifests itself in him being a bit of a dick. Or Arturo Vidal. And Arturo Vidal puffs his chest out, he gets angry, he gets mean, he starts making crunching tackles. But like we've said, he doesn't have the legs for it anymore. What disappoints me, I think, is I didn't see that from Busquets, Messi, Piqué, Ter Stegen, any of the real, what I would consider leaders of the team. I didn't see anybody try and pick other people up. Now, I know we talked before recording about how, and I'll let the viewers in on what you guys spoke about. if one player's down, picking his head up's quite easy. When the whole team is down, good fucking luck with that when you're like 5 goals down. But it's, for me, I want to see players try. Is that a lost art now? Are we saying that's over?
You see, I look back because when I think about, like I said, I'm talking about off camera. I said when I was a player, playing out a few years ago, played against Cambridge, and we had a decent first half, but we fell apart in the second game. We lost 8-1. And me being captain of the team, and we were a pretty decent team at the time as well anyway, but they were just incredible that day. We were so poor. But after the 5th or 6th goal, and you're taking tip for the 7th time in the game, you look around as the leader of the team, and you're looking at players and thinking like, what am I? Heads are down, like no one wants to be there anymore. And you can't even be angry. You can't even try to be motivated because you just know that you're so off the pace. I look back at the games, like the Brazil-Germany game, the Barcelona-Madrid 5-0 game, the Arsenal game 8-2 United 6-1 Chelsea, even 6-0 City as well. You look back at these big games every time, and as a player, you think back, it's like you can kind of fight from a 2-0 game and you're playing poor, but once it's 4 or 5 in quick succession, it's like you're thinking, what is the point of me being on this pitch anymore?
Definitely, but one thing I realized is that Barcelona may need to take an approach of a Bayern Munich, and I remember specifically last year, Bayern Munich played in the second leg against Liverpool, lost 3-1 to Liverpool in Allianz Arena, and I looked at the team thinking that, okay, so your 2 best players, Robin and Ribery, are about to go out the window. I don't really like your midfield. I wasn't sure about Goretzka. Thomas Muller seemed to be done. You've lost Philip Lahm. You've lost Bastian Schweinsteiger. That whole golden generation has been brought all the way out. In the span of the year, they've been able to change everything, including the manager, and they've been able to get it right. And that's what Barcelona are going to need to do. Bayern right now, you look at it, Thomas Muller, from where he was last season, he's changed himself so much. I can't even say that he's the traditional number 10 or he's the traditional number 9. He's just Thomas Muller, and he's really made himself back to what he used to be. I look at a player like Alphonso Davies. We didn't know who he was last year. He's came out of nowhere, and now he's developed. A player like David Alaba.
Sane's coming in.
Sane's coming in. But a player like David Alaba, who at a time he was called the best left back in the world, kind of really went into his shell. He has now changed himself, and he's now a center back, and he's arguably one of the best center backs in the world right now. This team has changed themselves from just being a good team in the Bundesliga to now being the best team in the world, and that's credit to the Bayern system, to the philosophy, and like just the whole team in general.
And players working hard, mate. Leon Goretzka, I was always a huge fan. But when Leon Goretzka moved to Germany, we had lockdown, and he came back like 20 pounds heavier, all of it muscle, faster, could jump higher, do all this stuff. Yeah. It's a player with a mindset who wants to work hard, be better, and dominate and hold that position in midfield. I think Thiago's price has gone up. Sorry, Liverpool. Good luck with that. He played so well today. Tolisso, looks maybe a little more out of place, but you're absolutely right. There is a mindset of player there that wants to be great. I think Lewandowski wants his respect. I think Muller, on his day, when the occasion's biggest, is an absolute killer. Sane now has something to prove. Serge Gnabry had something to prove. All their players have this idea in their head of, you know what, I feel like I've been disrespected in some way, that they'll create whatever narrative they want to be better and put in the work.
And I look at a player that Barcelona seems to not want at a time. Come on, in a space of 10 minutes, just gave an amazing cameo. I'm thinking that, could he get into that Barcelona team? Let's look at it. A midfield 3 of, who was this? Sergio Busquets, Roberto, Frankie de Jong, and Vidal. Could, what's his name again? Felipe Coutinho get into that midfield 4?
100%.
Why is he on loan in the first place?
You look... Before the game, I forgot what page it was on Twitter. It was like all 100 million of their last 3 signings or so, Dembele, Coutinho, and Griezmann, all started on the bench today. And you got to think back and think like, what?
Yeah.
The decisions. Go on, Jack.
I don't know how many times I got to say this, and yet again, I like Philippe Coutinho. I think Coutinho is brilliant.
Yeah.
I like Ousmane Dembele. I think he's got a lot to offer. If he can get his training and his diet right, I think he's got a lot to prove. And Griezmann should have started today. Griezmann should have started. But like you say, mismanagement from the team, and how does that manifest itself? An embarrassing loss, which I guarantee you some key players will make some comments after the game. I expect the manager to be fired tomorrow, probably, right? And then the replacement, either if he's already lined up, if not, they're going to be thinking about one over the next couple of weeks. And I don't know where this team's going to go. I really, really don't.
I think the Roma game was the glimpse, because when the Roma game happened and the comeback happened 3-0, it was like you didn't really see it happening, but because you watch Barca week in, week out, you can expect them to crumble like this. It wasn't something that you saw past, because they would ease past games, go under pressure, and somehow come out with a win or a draw or something like that. But you know they could do this.
Right.
The Liverpool game, it was like this. Yeah, this is the team. Like, in fact, they probably do it again. You know who these group of players are. And then today, I think today is like, look, this is the team you're working with. They're not as good as you think. Like, players are living off bits of the past in their career. You've put so much focus on attention on one player, which doesn't really make sense when there are 11 of you on the pitch. And you've also built a false sense of hope, as like, you know what, we've played poor all season, and we do all this, we can get past all these results and go in there and beat Bayern Munich. But then you step onto the pitch, and then that's not what's reflected based on what you've kind of shown or what you've told yourself. So now you got to think about it and look like the only solution for Barcelona is the players have to go.
James, very, very quickly, because I'll be remiss if I let this go. I'm going to take the host now, because I know you wanted to talk about Bayern. Can you talk about how great Bayern were?
Now, Liverpool are amazing, and they've had a great year. They were lucky to get knocked out, unfortunate to get knocked out of the Champions League. But look at the overall squad in the way this team is built. They were able to bring on Tolisso, Coutinho, and who was the third one again?
Hernandez?
Hernandez. All four of them players will be good enough to get in, not only into Barcelona's team.
Shula as well, and Shula came on as well.
Shula came on as well. All four of them teams are good. All five of them players, exactly. It's a bonus. When you talked about the starting 11, we're talking about an abundance of riches. Like, this team is not just a team; they're a squad of great players. And credit to Bayern Munich. At the time, I questioned them and asked myself, where is this team really going? And in the span of a year, with the right management upstairs, they've been able to turn around and be the best team in the world. Lewandowski, if there's a Ballon d'Or right now, would be the main one for that. Thomas Muller has changed the game. For them to even let Thiago even think of leaving this football club, I think is outrageous, you know?
Can either of you fellas explain to me what Hansi Flick has done differently to his predecessor that's made this happen? Or is it like a behind closed doors in the dressing room type thing?
It's funny because we just spoke about my brother and I forgot what Bayern player said it was, but they asked him, so what changed between Nico and Hansi? And they said, oh, he's not an effing dick.
It's generally the simplest thing, because I don't think this Bayern Munich team has changed that much from the Pep Guardiola way. They still play the Pep system, but it just seems like they've been given a bit more freedom. You know, I feel like Hansi Flick is probably a better manager and has made the players feel wanted again.
Yeah, like you look at there was a point there. Hansi Flick got the ball there, all alone as well, so poor from Barcelona. But you had like 3 Bayern players in like the 86 minutes hunting him down. Kingsley Coman chasing, hacking, and trying to get the ball off him. You've got Sané coming to this team next season, which starts with pre-season already started for clubs who are training for next season anyway. Sané's there. So you've got players, wingers, Perisic, Gnabry, and Coman, and now Sané. You're fighting for your place in this team. There's competition for places.
Healthy competition.
Yeah.
Just to ask very quickly, Timi, if a bid came in for a good value for Barcelona players this summer, which Barcelona players would you want gone? Which Barcelona players would you sell?
It's up to me.
Yeah, if it's up to you, so you have all
I'm gonna have a book for this one.
Roberto, he's 28 years old now. So I think
I thought he was still 15 or something like that. This nigga is young as hell.
Roberto, Piqué, Alba. Busquets only stay because he's older, but he won't be a starter. Rakitic, Vidal, Luis Suarez. Go on. They've got to go. Thinking now, even, and to be honest, I can't even think of much of. If Firpo didn't sign this season, I would even kind of say him, but I'll give him the benefit down, let him stay. But even still, I can't even say that many players because only 16 first-team players from the squad anyway. So,
wow, man.
And
Yeah.
7 or 8 of them I've named to leave. Like,
Well, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. We had an interesting talk. Generally, this will go down in history in one of them moments. Where were you when Barcelona played Bayern Munich and lost 8-2? What a game. What a Champions League. What a year this has been. Boxing football. Thank you for watching. Please comment down below, Barcelona fans, Bayern Munich fans. Let us know what you think about this game, football fans. Comment down below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.